When you get this right, it becomes clearer and more obvious for how to get leads, turn them into clients, and how to wind up impacting more lives. Thank God that doesn't end up in the actual audio recording, right, guys? Let's hop in and let's make this happen. It's episode 158 of the Client by Client podcast. Thanks so much for being here for the live stream. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Was messing around with my camera and what have you before this, including my angle, for those of you who've been tuned in and clued in. And so if it seems a little off and the streaming and the frames all seem a little off, forgive me, trying to dial it all in. We'll see how we go about it over the next couple episodes. In the last episode of Client by Client, we talked about building a team and when is the right time. The last thing that you want to do when it comes down to the moves that you're making is make the wrong one at the right time and cause all the progress that you've created, all this momentum you've been building to come crumbling down or to a complete and utter stop. And so in the last episode, I gave you my framework, my rubric, my guidelines for when is the right time to build a team and in what order you need to be considering building said team. Be sure to head back to episode 158 if building a team around you has been top of mind or something you are feeling is on the horizon for you. In today's episode, let's talk about the difference between followers, subscribers, and leads, because I see a lot of online coaches, a lot of online business owners completely getting this wrong. And there's a couple things that happens, and there are a couple things that happen when you do. Let's start there, and then let's talk about the difference between each. The first thing that happens if you don't get today's episode right is that you lose out on sales opportunities. And that's frustrating because that means less clients. Less clients equals less money. And when you zoom out and you think about the esoteric nature of the enlightened entrepreneur, of the enlightened online coach, that also means impacting fewer lives. That's the first thing that happens. The second thing that happens if you don't get today's episode right is you completely turn off your audience. And that's frustrating because building authority over a long period of time becomes really hard. And authority is what makes getting clients over a long period of time easier and easier as you go. So now we know what happens if you don't get today's episode right. You lose out on money and you also lose out on building your audience. Let's now talk about the difference between followers, subscribers, and leads so that you can get this right. Let's start with followers. Followers are going to be the people that are your community on social media. And I wouldn't even say community. This is your audience. This is your followers on social media. These are people following you on Instagram, maybe liking your page on Facebook. Maybe they follow you on TikTok or you come up in their feed. And these are the people that I would really consider are out on the fringes, because even showing up every day on social media, that's the minimum requirement for many of you, is not going to be enough to get the exposure necessary to build a business that you have envisioned. And because these are social media platforms and because they are free and they're becoming more and more expensive and more and more of them are charging as we go, these people are not going to be, let me restart that. It's no longer enough to just be showing up on social media and pumping out content. Because even when you get someone to tap that follow button, even when you get someone to become your friend, even when you get someone to follow you on TikTok or be your connection on LinkedIn, you now go into an algorithm and they're only going to be served content that seems highly contextual to them, meaning what they're searching about, things they're liking and commenting. And if you don't fall into that, then you are simply not, your content's not going to be popping up on their feed because of this curated algorithm and because things don't pop up in a timeline in the order of which they were posted like they at once upon a time did. It's no longer enough just to show up. And so you need to understand that and cater to that when it comes to your social media strategy. So these followers, these likes, these friends, these connections, they're going to kind of be on the fringes. Now, what's great is that they do maybe know who you are more so than not being a follower. And that's a big start. But for many of these people, they are at best going to be looky-loos. They're going to be looking from the outside in, meaning they're familiar with you, but they don't really consider you yet as a solution. They're not considering working with you. They're not considering buying your products and or your services. And so a follower is great, but a follower doesn't pay the bills. This is why I harp on the idea that you should never be focusing your business on vanity metrics and focusing your success on vanity metrics and how big your social media following is. Because there are coaches, both younger than you and dumber than you, with way fewer followers who are making way more money and getting way more clients than you are, than the people that are focused in on the vanity metrics. They're doing more with less. Sometimes having a big social media following can be a hindrance into your online business because you start to get into this popularity game, or you start to lose sight of how to actually convert those eyeballs into dollars, which is what today's episode is an effort to help clarify for you so that moving forward in that direction is easier and a bit more smooth. One thing you need to understand is that for 99.99% of us as online coaches, as online entrepreneurs, we will always have more followers on social media, more followers on social media than we will have of community members, of subscribers, of leads, and of clients. One of the things that my mentor taught me that stood out and still stands out to this day is that your social media content and your marketing will make far more impact than your coaching and your services ever will. And that's because you're gonna have a larger pot of people following you who do get ideas and get inspiration and do get results just from your free marketing, because your free marketing should be that good. And you should aim to be so helpful and valuable in your marketing that many of them will get the help and then never consider working with you. Or they'll get the help and maybe consider working with you, but it never really works out and the stars never align. Or they get the help and they just continue on with their happy life, or they already have a coach, or they never hire a coach. And so you will always have more followers than everything else. And the majority of these followers that you have, they are not really thinking about working with you yet. They might have followed because someone that they know, trust, and respect mentioned you, or they saw you on their podcast, or they saw you in their comments because you're going out and doing the Gary V $1.80 strategy. And they said, wow, this stuff looks helpful, and they follow you, but they might not ever even be shown your stuff. In fact, what I notice is that when I follow an account, and the few times that I do on Instagram specifically, I get shown their stuff back to back when I relaunch the application or when I go into the application and it relaunches. But after that, it's really a shot in the dark, and it's only gonna serve me things that is contextual to me. So I get shown Rolex watches, I get shown Bugatti Chirons, and I get shown Krispy Kreme donuts and crumble cookies, because these are the things that are in my Explore feed because I'm looking into them and seeing them, even though for some of those things, I don't follow any accounts related. It's only gonna show me things that are contextual. A lot of cold brewed coffee, a lot of UFC stuff. Even though I follow dozens of coaches and online entrepreneurs and mentors and all of that, that's some of the least of the content that I get shown. Followers are your social media audience. They are on the fringes. They are not considering working with you yet. Yes, exactly. It's going to be things that you click, things that you see, other searches that you have, because there is a web of information about you available to all of these social media companies that they are all sharing, and that the AI is all adding up to deliver you certain things on social media. That's the reality. Now we have followers. Let's put those in a bucket and put them to the side, and let's look at this through the lens of your subscribers. Subscribers are going to be a little bit more intimate than a follower. They might come to know and like more things about you than a follower has even been given the chance. Most of these folks, when I think of a subscriber, these are going to be people who have opted into your email newsletter or are on your email list and or something to the nature of your Facebook group. These are going to be people who have taken a step to go just beyond being in the house to actually like choosing a room to go into and maybe saying, I want to know more about this. I want to get some resources. This is worth not missing out on, or at least that thought and that feeling is that they don't want to miss out on the stuff that you have. And so they choose to actually, and it doesn't have to be an email list or a group, hear me out. They are subscribed to your ideals. Should you, and you most definitely should, be sharing your ideals and sharing your philosophies and the way you look at what it is you help your audience and your people to do and how you serve them. For instance, I have the 10 commandments and the 7 sins. And even though I have people who are not on my email list or my group, they might be subscribed to these ideals and applying them into their online business and taking what I have and starting to look through their life and their business through my lenses. But they're gonna be typically on an email list or group or pretty darn near close to it. These are folks who know and are feeling like they don't want to miss out on what you have. They have a little bit of FOMO. They feel like, wow, this person can help me if I just tune in a little bit more, whether they do or they don't. These are going to be folks who love what you're doing, love what you're about, love what you're up to, or love pieces of your personality, and even might see themselves in you and therefore be liking you a little bit more already than the other options that are out there in the marketplace. And these folks, in the difference to followers who are not necessarily considering working with you yet, and I want you to understand the full context of what I'm about to say, because this is actually a big step, and this is actually the conversation you want going on in the minds of your prospects and in the minds of your market, which is they're wondering if you're the real deal. They're wondering why they like you so much and if you are the real deal. And now you might be thinking, wow, you don't want people questioning if you're the real deal or thinking if you're a dupe or not, but this is a necessary part of building the trust with someone, is that they are a little bit curious. In fact, they might have their eyebrow up and be looking for faults and for reasons that you're not. And if you're totally not the real deal, then you should be worried about this. But if you are the real deal, then you need not worry at all, because these folks are going to come to realize through their intuition, through time, and through research that they not only trust you, they respect you. One of my mentors, Joe Polish, always says, this is one of the very few things that I see differently than Joe Polish does. And it's not even that far off. He always says people need to know, like, and trust you. But there are people in your world who both know, like, and trust you, but are never going to give you $1 of their money. And I think it's far more powerful to have and to be building trust and respect. And I don't think people need to necessarily like you to become a follower of your philosophies, a subscriber of your philosophies, and even a paying client and customer. And when you build trust and respect, people will go and find other options, not trying to work with you, and then, just like Mr. Wonderful says, right? All roads lead back to you at the end of the day when you are the real deal. And when you don't worry about convincing and converting others, you just show up every single day, putting your best stuff out there, delivering amazing life-changing results to your clients, and turning that into your free marketing for the rest of the world. I think trust and respect are far more powerful than the know, like, and trust effect, but both of them are important in this context, and you can follow and apply and learn from both of those ideals and methodologies. They are wondering if you are the real deal, and they're wondering it because they're considering parting with their hard-earned dollars and working with you and potentially being a paying client of yours, which we all know there is some risk for prospects to be a paying client, as there are risks for you as the online coach to work with them. And so when you understand this, you learn to appreciate and welcome people questioning you and sussing out if you're the real deal or not, because they're having a conversation in their mind about working with you, and that's a necessary step for them to become a paying client. We've talked about followers. We've talked about subscribers. Now let's talk about leads. Leads is where you're starting to get close to the money. Let's restart this real quick. Now let's talk about leads. If you've gotten any value, an insight, or a reminder at this point in today's episode, be sure to take a screenshot wherever you're getting this episode, post it to your story, tag me at WhatUpJeremy. I'd like to return the favor by sharing you and your business and your profile out to my audience, and that's the way this show grows. We don't run ads, 100% organic. So if you got an insight or something that's reminded you about something that you need to be doing or you need to start redoing again, take a screenshot, post this to your story. It would mean the world, and it would probably inspire and help another online coach or online business owner. Lastly, thing number 3, leads. Leads is when you are closer to the money than you have been to this point. Followers are great, vanity metric, not going to pay the bills. Subscribers, amazing, and a key indicator of the money that you stand to make and about the lives that you stand to change. But when you have a lead, you have someone who's having a conversation in their mind and in their heart about actually working with you and considering you becoming their online coach and you becoming their online mentor. And the reality is that for a lead, this is someone who has identified themselves. They've responded to your calls to action. They've messaged you the words case study. They've DM'd you the word brainstorm or plan. And now they just need to know how this all works and to not be super turned off or feel like something's weird in any way, meaning don't blow it. These are people who just need the right offer to get them to the next stage. And the reality is that offers is what moves these people from followers to subscribers to leads and to clients. And so when you understand that, what you realize is that You just need to make them the right offer for them to get on the phone with you and to consider working with you. These people, in comparison to a subscriber who is wondering if you're the real deal or a follower who is not considering working with you, these folks, this bucket of people, are considering working with you. They're already wondering about what the investment is. They're already wondering about the other stories or have already started looking into other success stories and case studies that you've been posting. They're seeing your testimonials and thinking, damn, I wish that was me that just lost my next 10 pounds and getting my high school body back. I wish that's me that's reinventing myself after 50 as a single dad. I wish that's me that's getting 3 to 5 clients every week or every month. Man, that would be awesome. That'd be a dream come true. And they're already starting to look at you as the solution. Going not only just being a subscriber on your list or group, but replying, going through your trainings, applying those, asking questions, sharing their insights, and becoming a vocal member of your community. And they are on the literal fence and the tippy-toe edges of potentially becoming a paying client. And it's up to you just to not blow it. It's up to you to follow up, and it's up to you to follow through. And all you have to keep doing is showing up and being you and dialing your system in and dialing your processes in, following up on Friday like you promised, giving them that right next offer, and just not blowing the freaking sale. And when you do this, you start to have the inklings and the baseline and the basis for a pipeline that does generate leads every day and brings in clients every single week. Now, if you really want to get this right, there are some more nuances and some other things that you must apply, that you must understand in order to be getting leads every single day and waking up to a few warm leads in your inbox and your DM every day, and also creating clients every single week or getting 3 to 5 clients every single month. So in the next episode of Client by Client, I want to share with you how to master your sales pipeline. Whenever you are ready, here are a couple ways I can help you grow your online business. First, download your free copy of GetBookedCRM. Coaches, are you still managing your leads and pipeline from Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, and your email inbox? Well, you're losing leads in the cracks and leaving a lot of money and clients on the table every single week and month. That's why I created GetBookedCRM. What started out as a free and simple way for me to manage my pipeline and turn my leads into prospects has quickly become a favorite tool of my private students and many members in the Leverage Coach community. Get leads and turn them into clients in half the time. To download your free copy now, just find me on Instagram at WhatUpJeremy and send me the letters CRM. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got coaches from all over the world and other online business owners implementing my methods and strategies for starting and growing an online business and getting clients consistently. To get your free invitation now, just find me over on Instagram or wherever you're getting the show and send me the word group. Lastly, become my next success story. I'm getting a couple coaches together this month to implement my methods and frameworks for injecting a minimum of $15K worth of new clients or doubling your existing client roster base over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But working with the right people is super important to me. So only reply to this if you are a relationship-focused business owner who always puts the clients ahead of the money. You've been working with clients for at least 6 months to a year. You're allowed to get 3 to 5 new clients organically every single week or month without wasting money and time on paid ads. You have at least 300 followers or friends on a social media platform, email list, or Facebook group. You are willing to take bold, inspired action because you know that your success depends upon it. And last but most importantly, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want you to grab your phone right now, give that Instagram app a tap, do a little search, find me at WhatUpJeremy, give me a follow, binge on some reels while you're there, and then I want for you to message me the words case study. When you do that, I'll ask you a couple questions about your online business and about your vision for the next 12 months. Then I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the Get Clients program, how we're already helping students from all over the world to get clients consistently. And we'll also identify what part of the program will likely make the biggest impact on your online business the soonest. That way you know what to expect. For all the details now, just find me over on Instagram and send me the words case study. That's it for this episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next one. Cheers. Chris, thanks for being here, brother. Super appreciate you. It means a lot. It's always good seeing you, my man. Hey, you too, be sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell so you'll always be tuned into the latest episode and other content that I put out, hundreds of videos on the channel. You could also check out the latest episode of Client by Client along with other episodes. We've got over 150 of them just waiting for you over in a playlist. And LinkedIn, share this with your connections if you got value. Facebook, give this a like, drop a comment with your biggest insights. We're back again tomorrow. We got a full week of bangers. That's it for me, team. See you guys next time. Peace out.